What's going on, everybody, from Reddit BJJ? Jason Scully here, and I'm excited to do an AMA with you. Feel free to ask me any questions that you have, and I will do the best I can to answer those questions for you. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. I'm going to talk about some things that may help you come up with questions that you would like to ask me. Now, for those that don't know me, my name is Jason Scully. I'm a second-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for over 17 years. I started February 19th, 2001. I remember the exact day that I walked in and I started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I loved it. And since then, I've continued. I've never stopped training. You know, I've had some injuries here and there, but I've always been on the mat in some way, whether it was mentally or it was physically. And before then, I wrestled for about 5 years or 5 seasons. You know, technically 5 seasons. So I have about a little over 22 years of grappling experience. I've been a part of the community for a very, very long time, and many of you know me as the internet guy. I'm the internet guy of Jiu-Jitsu. I consider myself the average Joe internet guy of Jiu-Jitsu. There's lots of high-level world champion internet people who are famous in Jiu-Jitsu, and they have a lot of name recognition because of their accolades and also because of their teaching and their coaching and so on and so forth. And I got my recognition basically from being an internet stalker. It's kind of hard to be online, whether you're on YouTube or you're on Reddit or you're on Facebook, and not see my face basically, you know, be all over the internet in regards to Jiu-Jitsu. A little bit about my lineage. I got my black belt from Jared Weiner. Jared was Lloyd Irvin's first ever black belt. And throughout the years, I actually got a belt from a different person through every single belt. My blue belt was from Edson Carvalho. He's a Carlson Gracie black belt. My purple belt, I technically got from 2 people, basically. I got my blue belt, my purple belt, I'm sorry. I got my purple belt from Royler Gracie and David Adib first, and then I also got my purple belt from Kurt Pellegrino. And if you have questions about that and why that is, feel free to ask me a question and I'll answer that for you. My brown belt I got from Kurt Pellegrino, and then my black belt I got from Jared Weiner. And then Jared gave me my black belt. I am officially a black belt under Jared Weiner, and I am currently a second-degree black belt. I'm IBJJF certified second-degree black belt, and just recently I also registered the Grappler's Guide from grapplersguide.com as an association, and I'm currently the only person under that association at the moment. The Grappler's Guide is not an affiliate school. What I mean is it's not like an academy, so it's not like basically, it's kind of like BJJ Globetrotters, where anybody can represent the Grappler's Guide. I haven't announced that officially, but I plan on basically making it to where Grappler's Guide members can represent the Grappler's Guide if they choose to, and they need somebody to represent them when they're doing IBJJF competitions. Now, while I am a second-degree black belt, the person who gave me my black belt did not give me my degrees in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I believe in 100% complete transparency. So the way Jiu-Jitsu works is sometimes you split from your coach, you split from your association. So Jared and I split, and we split on good terms. He's a super good dude. I highly recommend that you train with him if you're in the Philadelphia area. He's really, really good. I got my degrees from the IBJJF. So I registered for the IBJJF maybe a couple months. It was actually a few months after I got my black belt. I got my black belt April 25th, 2010. And then I registered for the IBJJF in September of 2010 because I wanted to compete in the tournaments. I competed in a lot of IBJJF tournaments after that. Or I won't say a lot. I competed in a few IBJJF tournaments after that. So I was recognized as a black belt under the IBJJF. Jared did sign off on me at that moment. So throughout the years, we had this split. So years went by, and basically the way Jiu-Jitsu works is if you are involved in the Jiu-Jitsu community and you're involved in Jiu-Jitsu, you earn your rank, you earn your degrees in Jiu-Jitsu after black belt. It's not really performance-based, essentially. It's if you're putting the time in and you're recognized. So I contacted IBJJF. I told them about my situation. I told them I wasn't linked up with my coach anymore, and if I was able to get recognized as a second-degree black belt. So basically 6 years went by, and I had some students that I did want to promote to black belt, and I waited all 6 years to promote them to black belt because I didn't want anybody to question them being a black belt. Even though a lot of people knew who I was, and they most likely wouldn't question them anyway in regards to their black belt, I wanted to make sure nobody questioned anybody that I gave a black belt. So I contacted the IBJJF. They saw that I was registered as a legit black belt in September of 2010. They said I had to go through all these processes. I took the certification course, I took the refs course, I got CPR certified, and then I applied for my second degree black belt certificate, and then they awarded me my second degree black belt certificate. So technically under the IBJJF, I am a second degree black belt, but nobody actually said, hey, you're a second degree black belt. And that may create some controversy, and that's perfectly fine with me because I believe in transparency, and honestly, it doesn't even matter. I really don't care. I've been a black belt for 8 years now, and 9 years I'll technically be a third degree black belt. Doesn't really matter to me. But I never want people to question, the things that I do or think that I'm doing anything shady. To this day, I have never, you see here, I have never put stripes on my belt. And the reason why I've never put stripes on my belt is because an individual has never physically put stripes on my belt and said, you are a second degree black belt. So while I do have the certifications up on my wall, I do tell people I'm a second degree black belt. I can sign off on people for IBJJF. I do have my own registered academy, and I am registered as a second degree black belt, and I do have black belts under me that I did promote as a second degree black belt. I don't have the tape on my belt because Jared or another coach who is a second degree or higher didn't give me the tape. So that's something about myself that you may have questions about. Ask me questions about that, and I will be more than happy to answer them. I'm what I consider myself the average Joe of jiu-jitsu. I was competitive a lot throughout my years. I started competing fairly soon into my jiu-jitsu journey. You can ask me about that, ask me about my competition experience. Just to talk about some of my credentials, I guess my major credentials is in 2008, I placed third in the Brown Belt World Championships in the adult division. There was 15 people in my division. And then in 2009, I competed in the Brown Belt Worlds again, but I lost my first match by 2 points. Then, I believe it was 2011, I placed in the Nogi Pans at the black belt division. I got placed third. There was, I believe, 7 people in my division. I lost to Coyoteja in the semifinals. I lost 6-0 with he got a sweep to mount on me with about, I believe, a minute and a half left. I was able to escape. Then I got some advantages. I was up on advantages. That was weird. That was one of those matches where I lost, and I felt pretty good. And then people were coming up to me saying, oh, what an awesome match. But it was, I was bummed out because I lost the match, regardless of who it was against. I also placed in the ADCC trials. I lost to the person who actually ended up winning the ADCC trials. I lost to them in overtime. And then I competed in a lot of local tournaments, Grapplers Quest, Nagas, and I won those expert divisions and advanced divisions. And also the reason why I talk about how I lost and so on and so forth is not to basically kind of be like, oh, well, this is why I lost and this is who I lost to. It's just kind of give a little bit of context about myself because a lot of people don't know me in the competitive aspect. I'm not an elite grappler. I didn't put in the time to be an elite grappler, and you can ask me questions about that as well. But I did compete a lot throughout my years up. I did have some injuries too, so up to 32 from the beginning of my journey up to about 32 years old, I did compete a lot in jiu-jitsu, and it was a lot of fun. And that was a very good time in my life. I'm also the creator of the Grappler's Guide at grapplersguide.com. Many of you know this, and that's how most people actually know me. A lot of people know me from YouTube. They know me as the guy who does 57 moves in 6 minutes. They also don't realize that there's thousands and thousands of techniques on the Grappler's Guide that I talk about in detail with a regular instruction, where I talk about concepts and important things and things to look out for many different things about jiu-jitsu. It's essentially the encyclopedia of jiu-jitsu. And fortunately, the Grappler's Guide has been extremely recommended by Reddit BJJ and many of the users on Reddit BJJ, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the support from the many people who did join the Grappler's Guide and who are on Reddit and do tell people about the Grappler's Guide on Reddit. I don't bribe anybody to give reviews. I don't offer money for reviews. I don't offer money for people to refer the Grappler's Guide. There's no affiliates or anything along those lines. People give those reviews because they actually believe in the Grappler's Guide. And it's something I'm super passionate about. I really want people to get better because of the Grappler's Guide, because it not only helps them, it helps me, it keeps me motivated, and at the same time, it helps me feed myself too, as well. To be honest, it is my business, and it's something that I focus on, and it's really something that I love. I started it 11 years ago. It's been 11 years ago since I started the Grappler's Guide. It's the longest current running grappling resource, premium paid resource ever. I started it when I was a purple belt, and if you have more questions about that, ask me in the AMA, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. And with that, I'm actually the only person who runs a grappling learning site that does not run a gym. This is my full-time job. This is what I focus on primarily. I do nothing else but work on the Grappler's Guide. I do have other internet projects that I work on that are not related to jiu-jitsu, but I don't run an academy, so I put all of my time on the Grappler's Guide so I can really help the members, and hopefully the members see that and they see the hard work that I put in, because I'm constantly working to make the Grappler's Guide better for everybody else. It's a true passion for me, because jiu-jitsu is a passion for me as well, and seeing people get better is a passion for me. I really love teaching jiu-jitsu, and this gives me the outlet and the avenue to be able to teach people how to get better at jiu-jitsu through the things that I know and through the things that other people know, because there's tons of outside experts on the Grappler's Guide as well. And many people are going to be curious on whether I ever did run a gym or not, and I actually did. I started running my own gym around like 24 years old, 24, 25 years old, around there. I can't remember the exact age range. And then I ran my own jiu-jitsu gym for about 9 to 10 years, and it was actually pretty successful. It was a very successful gym. I had a lot of students throughout my years. I coached about 14 MMA fighters who did pretty well in local MMA. I competed a lot in jiu-jitsu. My teams did well in local competition also. I also went out and competed, out in California with some of my students who, they tried their best and they did pretty well. Just putting in the effort. And, what happened was I had this pretty successful jiu-jitsu school, and then it got to the point where I was doing well with the Grappler's Guide, and I didn't have to run the school anymore. So if you have any questions about that as well, on how I made the transition from running a full-time jiu-jitsu school, which was my primary business, and getting out of that and basically just working primarily online and being able to support myself and do all these different things, basically live an autonomous lifestyle, ask me questions about that, and I will definitely do the best I can to tell you about those things. So if you see the logo behind me, I'm actually in my own personal studio. This is where I film my videos. I went through a transition of basically filming at other places to film the content for the Grappler's Guide, to now having my personal filming studio and my personal training studio in my house. So I'm super lucky. I believe I have one of the ultimate grapplers garages. I call it the Grappler's Guide Garage, the Triple G. If you want to know about like what I have in the Grappler's Guide Garage, how I built things, and basically what level I took it to have this personal space, ask me questions about that as well, and I'll be more than happy to tell you about these different things as well. I plan on actually doing a crib style tour of my Grappler's Guide Garage, because I think it's super awesome. I have Fuji mats. Fuji mats has really hooked me up. If you need a hookup on Fuji mats, make sure you contact Patrick from Fuji mats. He will do the best he can to hook you up with the best deal. Tell him that Jason Scully from the Grappler's Guide recommended basically Fuji to them, and he'll work with you. So he'll know that I sent you there, and that he'll do the best he can to work with you. So if you're a gym and you're looking for Fuji mats, or if you're somebody who wants to get mats for your home, contact them. Let them know the Grappler's Guide sent you, and then Patrick will do the best he can to work with you. I have custom Fuji wall mats. I have a projector screen. I have a gym Next timer. It's super cool. It's a Bluetooth timer. I have some of my accolades up on the wall. It's pretty sweet. I can't wait to give a tour. I put in heating and air conditioning in here, and it's really, really awesome. So if you have questions about how I did that, what the process was, the exact things that I have, ask me those questions, and then I'll answer those in the AMA as well. Even besides that, if you're interested in things that are not related to jiu-jitsu, if you want to know about, business related things, internet marketing, social media marketing, how to kind of get yourself out there in the internet world, or just business in general mindset. And I say general mindset not in the sense that I think that I'm this like motivational speaker guru person. I think I could sometimes help people with general mindset because I have a no quit mindset. I have a work hard until it's just not possible anymore. And it's usually when it's not possible, that means I'm dead. So I'm constantly working hard. I'm constantly working to improve. If failures happen, I use those failures as motivation to work harder and keep improving from there. There's no such thing as quit in my life. I do the best I can with many different aspects. So if you have questions about that as well, I'll do the best I can to share my experiences with you, and they may help you out. I feel like I'm a passionate individual, and hopefully some people see that within my videos, or if they take my seminars, or if they take one of my classes, they see the passion that is out, and it's true passion. Because when I'm talking, even talking in this video, it's like I look forward to getting the message out, and hopefully it's a positive message for people. And it's a positive message that motivates them to improve things. When people do these AMAs, they do it for two reasons. One is self-promotion, right? So I'm 100% honest. I'm also doing self-promotion. So I'm doing some self-promotion. You see the Grappler's Guide logo here. You see the Grappler's Guide website. I'm representing Fuji mats. I'm representing Fuji gis, and so on and so forth. But even beyond that, they want to give you something to open up your mind a little bit. So you ask questions in relation to things that are possibly going to help you, information that you want that can possibly help you, whether it's to inspire you or it's to help you get better technically. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here for those particular reasons, and even more so if I have the ability to help inspire you, or if I have the ability to help you get better in some way through this AMA, then I won and you won as well. So with that, I'm also going to take a little bit of a unique approach to the AMAs. One is I'm making this video, and I'm kind of doing a video introduction for you, telling you a little bit about myself, maybe giving you a starting point of questions that you may want to ask me. If you watch this video, I believe it may give you some questions to ask me, or at least it gives you a little bit of an insight about myself. But I'm also, if anybody has technical questions, or if they have questions that I can answer through video, on Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to film some videos, and I'm going to answer the questions that I also answered through typing and text, and I'm going to post those in reply in this AMA, and I'm going to give videos to some people so I can help you with those things. So if you ask me a technical jiu-jitsu question, I will film an answer for you that I feel can possibly help you. If you ask me a question about something else, I'm going to respond through typing, and I'm going to do the best I can because I don't know how big this is going to be. People who are extremely popular, like Keenan Cornelius, or some of the really big name people, they do an AMA and they just get question after question after question after question. I might get only 20 people asking a question, which honestly, it makes it a little easier for me because that means there's less typing that I have to do, and there's less videos that I have to do as well. But I don't know how many questions I'm going to get. So if I get a couple hundred, I may not be able to answer everybody's questions, but I'm going to do the best I can. So I'll make anywhere from 30-second to 2-minute video answering your question the best I can. Not everybody's going to get a video response because not every question will need that, and I could basically just kind of give you an answer directly through text. But the best response that I can give you would be through video, and then I'll do the best I can to do that. Like I said, fortunately, because this is my job, I hire people to be my filming partners. I will do the best I can to help you out through video because I know, it's 2018, video is king. So, hopefully that's something you're looking forward to, and hopefully it's a little bit of a twist to an AMA. Ideally I was trying to think about how I can do a live YouTube, but I wasn't sure if that kind of basically went against the whole idea of an AMA. I don't want to take it out of Reddit. I want to keep it within Reddit. So I'm going to take this particular approach. So with that, I appreciate it. I appreciate you giving me your time, and I appreciate the ability that I can actually talk to you and help you with things, regardless of where you're at in the world. If you may be close to me, you may be on the other side of the world. This is pretty awesome that I have this opportunity, and we have this platform that we can talk to each other. I want to also talk about some sponsors and other things in regards to that, because like I said, the other reason why I'm doing this is self-promotion. You know, I'm transparent. I'm a transparent individual. So I want to thank Fuji Mats. They hooked me up. Talk to Patrick from Fuji Mats, and then he'll do the best he can to work with you. I also want to thank Fuji Sports here. They're hooking me up with you know, some gear, lots of awesome gear. You can get a 20% discount on Fuji gear if you use the code GGReddit20. So if you use GGReddit20 on Fujisports.com and you buy Fuji like branded gear, it won't work with team gear or it won't work with mats, but it works with gis, rash guards, bags, shirts, apparel, and so on and so forth. If you use the code GGReddit20, then you'll get 20% off of Fuji gear. And also, if you're in Europe, right, you can get, if you use the code GGFuji15, you'll get 15% off of Fuji gear at Fuji Europe. So basically, it's Fuji.eu. So it's Fujisports.eu. So the first website, the GGReddit20, that's for Fujisports.com. That's the USA site. And then the next code, the GGFuji15, that is for Fujisports.eu, and that's for European countries where you can get a discount. Some of the best discounts you could find for Fuji Sports. And obviously, I want to thank the Grapplers Guide. That's my site. Currently, we usually have sales going on all the time, but at the time of this particular Reddit, we're having the biggest sale that we're having. It's our 11-year anniversary. We've been around since 2007, and also I just had a brand new baby girl. Her name is Elena Scully. She's a brand new addition to our family. So I want to celebrate that, and I want to buy some more diapers as well. So if you look at if you go on the Grapplers Guide, there's one of the biggest discounts we ever give, and it's a lifetime membership as well. And not only is it a lifetime membership, you join this and it's like being a part of a recurring fee member, because we're constantly updating things, constantly improving the website. So definitely check those things out. And then another company that I want to give a shout out to is Torch and Timber. You could find them on Instagram. So I believe it's just Torch and Timber, their Instagram. And they hooked me up with this sweet metal logo that I'm going to be putting up on the Grapplers Guide, in the Grapplers Guide studio, in the Grapplers Guide garage. And you'll see that when I do the crib style tour. You're going to see the hookup that I have here. So they really hooked me up here. This is a sweet logo that they hooked me up with. So check them out, Torch and Timber on Instagram. So definitely check everything out. I'm looking forward to the AMA, and I will talk to you soon. All right? Peace.